You've been walking 10,000 steps but not losing weight. Most people will then start to tell you, start walking on an incline, start wearing a weighted vest, start running. And these aren't bad ideas necessarily, but it's not your problem. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you why you aren't seeing results and how exactly to turn these results around. Weight loss boils down to 3 buckets. You're not losing weight because you're lazy. You're just focusing on one bucket and ignoring the other 2. Because when all 3 are filled, that's when weight loss becomes easy. So let's start with the one you're already doing and why most advice misleads you. Bucket number 1, cardio. If you're already walking 10,000 steps, this bucket is already full. So by people telling you to start adding more steps and start getting 15,000 steps, start doing an incline, start adding more cardio here, start doing runs, this bucket is now starting to overflow. So by you adding more cardio or overflowing this bucket, you end up getting increased stress, you end up getting increased cravings, and you end up getting increased hunger and overeating. So overflowing this bucket is kind of like quicksand. The harder that you try to get out of that quicksand, the faster that you're going to sink. So by sitting here trying to add more cardio, you are just going to be making this a lot harder than it needs to be and overflow that bucket. It's like putting $5 into a savings account every single day and sitting here wondering why you're not rich. Yes, it starts to add up, but it only starts to add up when other pieces are in place. So in my opinion, cardio isn't your issue right now. You need to start focusing on these other 2 buckets, which leads me to bucket number 2, start adding strength training. I hear people say all the time, I'll just wait to start strength training after I lose weight. But this is how it accelerates your progress and where you are lacking if you're not doing it. When you start strength training, you start focusing on other things than just staring at a dang scale all day long. It's like sitting at work, and if you were to stare at a clock, of course you're gonna drive yourself flipping nuts because you're sitting there staring at the dang clock. This is what people do with weight loss. They sit there and stare at a dang scale, and on the days that it spikes down, they get super excited. And the days it spikes up, they get pissed off. It's going to drive you insane if that's the only thing that you focus on. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be weighing yourself, but when that's the only thing you focus on, it will become a problem. If you're a beginner to strength training, you also have a very unique opportunity. You are able to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. This is not necessarily the case for everybody. So why would you not be more efficient, kill 2 birds with 1 stone when you do this, and start putting on some muscle, get more of that toned look, get more of that athletic look while you are losing fat? And not only that, but when you have more muscle on your body actually burns more calories in maintenance. So what this means is you burn more calories just sitting here. If you were to lay in bed all day, you burn more calories laying in bed all day because you have a higher maintenance calorie burn. Or think about it like this. It's like a car sitting in idle and not moving, it burning more gas. Obviously, that's a bad thing for a car, but for your body, it's a good thing when it burns more calories when you're just sitting still. So this is what I want you to do. I either want you to get a gym membership or I want you to buy adjustable dumbbells for home. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to go to the gym, buy some adjustable dumbbells. A good one that you can get is Power Blocks. These are sturdy, they're more affordable, they're not gonna break, and you can adjust them up to about like 55 pounds, or you can buy ones that go up to like 80 pounds. And trust me, if you're strength training properly, you are stronger than you think. You can get a lot done with just a set of adjustable dumbbells, or you can go to the gym. Now, what you are going to do is you're gonna do 2 to 3 full body workouts each week. So you're going to be doing upper body, lower body, and core all in one workout. Now, you shouldn't be doing a list of 12 exercises. You can do about 6 to 8 exercises, hitting each one of those in the workout. This is going to allow you to hit all your muscle groups a couple times a week instead of just doing an upper and a lower, and then now you've only hit them once a week. So you will get the most progress doing this. Now, once you're doing this a couple times a week, you need to be increasing reps and increasing weight in the gym. This is going to make sure that you are progressing over time. A lot of times people are going to look up a YouTube video online. They do the same exact workout every single day. They don't increase weight. They don't increase time, don't increase reps or anything like that. And they don't get any better. And they wonder why they aren't looking any different. They don't feel any different because you're doing the exact same thing. So you need to make sure that you're continuously challenging yourself. This doesn't need to be anything crazy. Just going up a rep or 2, maybe every week or so, going up 5 pounds, and you will start to be shocked by the results you will get. get. Now, a common question I get, does Pilates or yoga count as strength training? I tend to think this is like a cherry on top. This is like something extra. Yes, you are doing some sort of body weight workouts. You're getting some core in these workouts, but they're kind of in their own little category. I wouldn't call this strength training. So to me, that's just a little cherry on top that if you want to do, but try to make sure you're hitting 2 to 3 full body strength training workouts. You are going to be shocked by the results you're going to get. You're going to start noticing that your body measurements will change. You're going to start noticing that if you were to measure your waist, your arms, thighs, glutes, that you can be losing fat and losing body measurement, and even though the scale may not be changing. You're gonna start avoiding that skinny fat look. You're gonna get that look that's more athletic, that's more toned, that person that you think of, oh, they work out. You're going to get that look when you start strength training. And honestly, you're just gonna feel a lot better. You're gonna start noticing that random things you do become easier. If you wanna move a couch, it's gonna feel a lot easier doing so. Carrying a bunch of groceries in, picking up a whole thing of fertilizer when you're planting your plants, whatever. You're gonna start noticing that things become a lot easier. Your joints start feeling much better, and you are gonna feel much stronger. Now, this next bucket is the most important for fat loss, and without it, you won't lose fat. Bucket number 3, your diet. I want you to think about it like this. I was gonna use a sangria analogy that I had. Have you ever seen those dispensers? Like, it's almost like a lemonade dispenser, like the Gatorade dispensers, where you put stuff in from the top and there's a little nozzle that comes out the bottom. Turns out, I guess we threw it away and I didn't realize it. So, time to improvise. I'm gonna try to use this to explain this to you instead. By the way, I fucking love sangrias. I can drink so much. So we're improvising. Let's just imagine that this is a bathtub. Most people sit here and try to burn as many calories as possible to lose weight instead of thinking about how do I save calories. And think about it like a bathtub. If you were to fill a bathtub up, thinking about the nozzle or the water going in as the calories going into your diet and the drain being the calories going out. If that drain is going slow, which it does for most people's body, and they don't burn as many calories, they end up dumping more calories in than they do coming out. Spilled water everywhere. They end up dumping more calories in than they do coming out. So instead of focusing on draining more water and getting more water out, you should start focusing on the amount of calories or the amount of water that you're putting in your bathtub, because that's your real problem. So stop focusing on burning more calories and start focusing on how do I save more calories? Because to be honest with you, most snacking problems lie within this bucket. You struggle with overeating. Maybe you continuously go back for more food. You eat fast and you can't sit to figure out how to manage your hunger. You struggle with snacking. You have a tough time when you come home that you just really want the dang Ben & Jerry's. You want the Oreos. You finish 2 sleeves of the Oreos, or you finish the whole pint of Ben & Jerry's. Or you love to go out to eat and you're having a really tough time figuring out how to manage it and include it into your diet without cutting it out completely. Now, these problems definitely deserve a separate video, which I will make in the future. But this is what I want you to focus on that's going to help. I want you to build every single meal around protein, because protein is going to make you more full, which is going to help with snacking and going to help with any craving or hunger that you are going to have. So start aiming for building that meal, make the protein first, and then figure out what you're going to have around it. Also, stop drinking liquid calories. This is one of the easiest things that you can get rid of out of your diet. And also, there's so many drinks now that are like 5 or 0 calorie drinks, because drinks with calories don't make you that full, and it's easy to just rack up 300 calories without even realizing it. But if you need help right now learning how to create a sustainable weight loss plan, then click the link in my description below, and I got a whole free mini course on how to lose fat. You can eat healthy, walk 10,000 steps, strength train, and still not lose fat. That's why being in a calorie deficit is so incredibly important. So what this means is you have a maintenance calories. This is what your body burns on a daily basis. This means eating less than you burn on a daily basis. It's like that water analogy that I was saying. This means putting less water that comes out of the drain. To be honest with you, this diet bucket is probably one of the most difficult ones to manage. So if you want to know how to fill this diet bucket and make weight loss a lot easier and get into a calorie deficit, then I recommend that you watch this video here.